A vote of no confidence is an important tool for any democracy. Mr. Speaker, stability is important, but stability in the hands of a tyrant and stability in the hands of an incompetent demagogue can be very dangerous. Mr. Speaker, we have a good Prime Minister, but laws must be made for the future. Laws must be made for the stability of government into the future. And I don't think this law here will serve that purpose. Mr. Speaker, now you may start, people are starting up, people are starting here. Life is filled with ups and downs. One time you will find yourself on this side of the house, and you would want a law that will give you that opportunity for a vote of no confidence. That will give you an opportunity to measure the performance of the NSC of the Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, legally Dr. Tasol made a token today at Islam. Democracy is an important thing. There's a lot of countries in the world today who long to have a democratic government. Now, it doesn't change overnight. Forms of government don't change overnight. It takes a process, and slowly it creeps into the system. And when you wake up, you will have a form of government that's quite difficult and that's quite hostile for our people. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon we're talking. There's other ways to achieve stability. There's other ways to achieve stability. And I want to appeal to our group, Prime Minister. During a time when the government, when the country is going down, you can say all you want to say, but the indices don't show anything. The basic socio-economic indices don't tell a good story.
That's right.
So I want to appeal. You know, stability can be gotten in different ways. And one of those ways would be to start by appointing competent people.
Yeah.
When you start appointing competent people, they will do their job and you will have a stable government. When you start appointing incompetent people, there will be instability.
Correct.
Because people on the streets, they can smell a rat from 1,000 miles away. Mr. Speaker, this country belongs to our children. Now I want to appeal to our leaders on the other side. If you feel this law is for the betterment of our children and not for some political convenience at the moment, then we will vote for this. I believe stability is an important thing for any government. But stability in the hands of an incompetent person and in the hands of a tyrant in the future will be quite dangerous for the future of our children, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this afternoon we like talking. Instead of boasting about numbers, we should show leadership on this floor. There must be principles on this floor. Today you are here, tomorrow you will be on the streets. And you would want to make a law that will save you, whether you are on that side, on this side, or on the streets. Mr. Speaker, I know we have a good Prime Minister, but maybe stability can be achieved in a different manner. And I want to ask you, if we can achieve stability through performance. Now, there's overwhelming evidence. Performing governments are quite stable. Well over, in all the democracies, performing governments are quite stable. When you have non-performing governments in place, that's when the people start to rise. That's when there are complaints all over. And you penalize people by making these sort of draconian laws. So, Mr. Speaker, today I want to appeal to you, you and me, and all the people on this floor, we have children that will grow up in this country. Later on, we don't want a tyrant, we don't want an evil ruler to sit here and use this law to further his interest. So when we sit in this house and when we start making laws, we must think about the future. I don't think foreign direct investments are not coming because of stability issues. Foreign direct investments are not coming because of law and order. Because there's no rule of law. Rule of law forms the foundation for any civilized society. When there is protection of lives and property, when people know that there's a rule of law, there's deterrence, there's peace, and foreign direct investment comes, not through stability. When you have corrupt politicians, stability will do nothing. These are people. These are not robots coming into our country. They can smell. They can see. So, Mr. Speaker, to finish off, I just want to appeal. I think we can achieve, Prime Minister, to you, we can achieve stability in the government if you start performing. If we start sacking incompetent and non-performing ministers. If we start sacking non-competent and politically appointed cronies who are sitting in the boards, that's where the problem is. The problem is not stability. The problem is people are not doing their jobs. Once we start addressing that issue, you will have stability. I tell you, these circuits will continue until and unless we address that problem of incompetence and appointing incompetent political cronies to positions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These things are happening because of a deep-seated issue with government. Because law and order and problem we express it openly, it's happening openly out there, but in other places it's the same thing is happening. There are matters happening in places matters have never happened before. Leader, it's like an insinuation or so, it should be talked of, no one make it. And bro.
And now?
If me acting feelings blue blow, the leadership you block out, me, I'm sorry. But me talk was in general, you mean leaders, people marking me blood. People marking me blood, locating people. I didn't talk to people. Go down to them. You let's go work. You put your man blue one up. I want to be a leader. What's that leader for? Leader blow locating people. Blow you come to parliament na. Locating the SIP na, PIP na. Budget na, it's like I know. Leader blow locating people. So you must locating people. Stability. Me total stability. Suppose you got good black government, no got one blah word of no confidence and come close to, and then me support him, Honorable Richard Maru and myself, plan the investors become inside. And then you create more employment. Plan the investors become inside. I support my colleague, Honorable Richard Maru, for investments and been total long. Government caucus na miarim na and talk through. Suppose stability law government and stop. Now you may support him this law. Now stability stop. Now investors come, creating more employment. Plan the factory must stop here. You look law, Fiji, Samoa, Vanuatu, Nui, Yuluguma, or Logat ground law, working factory blow, Kage blow. We can get them here and they can build their factory here. And then we can create the employment. You look at, like next week, I'm going to launch manufacturing policy here. So manufacturing policy is approved by Hennessy. So next week, I'm going to launch it. So we'll take more investors come and manufacture everything here.